Don't trust confessions, trust reactions. Carl Jung said, "The unconscious always leaks through the ordinary." They looked honest. They said the right things, but something about their eyes always looked like they were hiding. You trusted the words, but deep down, your gut whispered, "Watch what they do when no one's watching." What if the truth about someone is never in what they say, but in what they can't control? Today, we explore Carl Jung's insight into the subtle behaviors that quietly expose the deepest layers of a person. Silence isn't always peace. Sometimes it's the sound of someone observing and calculating what not to say. The loudest person isn't always the strongest. Real control often whispers when ego wants to scream. Watch how someone reacts to criticism. Do they reflect or defend with fire they can't control? If a joke triggers rage, it's not about humor. It's about the wound they never stitched. True confidence doesn't need to clap back. It watches, smiles, and walks away without needing validation. People don't snap without reason. They snap because they've rehearsed silence until it broke them. If they can't handle silence, they haven't made peace with the noise inside their own mind. A person's pause before answering says more than the words they finally choose to speak. What irritates them reveals more than what inspires them. Reactions are roadmaps to unresolved wounds. Sometimes it's not what they say. It's the shift in their eyes when you speak the truth. You are not what you post online. You are what you do when no one is watching. Integrity isn't proven in crowds. It shows up in the moments where choices are invisible and applause is absent. Kindness isn't loud. It's how they treat the waiter, the janitor, and those who can't offer them anything. Who they are when tired, hungry, or disappointed. That's the version they can't polish or fake. They claim to love deeply, but love without consistency is just emotional convenience wrapped in sweet words. The way they talk about others behind closed doors will one day be how they speak about you. Watch how they act when the benefits are gone. That's when real loyalty steps forward or disappears. They don't need to lie with words. Their priorities tell the truth for them. The things they laugh at reveal more about them than things they claim to care for. What they repeat without awareness is what truly runs their character, not what they promise to be. What a person avoids reveals what they fear confronting inside themselves more than anything else. Some don't fear being hurt. They fear being seen because it makes hiding impossible. If they shut down when things get deep, it's not disinterest. It's self-protection from exposure. They avoid vulnerability because they learned early that honesty didn't guarantee safety. Repeating "I'm fine" isn't strength. It's often the shield of someone terrified of being misunderstood. They run from stillness because silence forces them to face the chaos within. Avoiding difficult conversations doesn't preserve peace. It preserves dysfunction while pretending it's harmony. They avoid commitment not because they're free, but because accountability feels like a cage to the unhealed. What you constantly distract yourself from is exactly where your deepest work is waiting. Carl Jung said, "What you resist not only persists, but grows stronger with every escape." People say the truth slips out, but really, it spills quietly through the things they don't even notice. The words they repeat without thinking reveal patterns far more honest than their carefully chosen sentences. Their tone betrays the message. It shakes when guilt hides behind practiced smiles. Watch their micro-expressions, not just their answers. The eyes flinch faster than the mouth can lie. When tired, they stop performing, and that's when you meet the version they hide from the world. They say, "Just kidding," after every jab. But humor often hides hostility that didn't feel safe in plain words. The way they interrupt speaks more than their declarations of empathy ever could. Even what they don't say can echo louder than 1,000 explanations. Patterns never lie, even when intentions do. Jung believed, your shadow doesn't show up as a monster. It shows up in habits you defend. They didn't lie with words. They lied with patterns. Repetition always tells the truth. The mouth hides. Maybe it wasn't about exposing them. Maybe it was about finally learning what not to ignore in yourself. Peace begins when you stop needing to explain what your intuition already understood. Which quote made you pause the most? Have you ever seen someone's truth leak through the smallest detail? If this spoke to something inside you, stay with us. More quiet truths are waiting to be heard.